Welcome to Read the Room podcast. We got a special episode today.
Yeah.
We got my brother, and let me go over some of the things my brother does. He's an actor. He's an entertainer. He's a director.
Yep.
He's an executive. And that's just to name a few things. My brother, Tray Chaney.
What's up, bro?
What's good with you,
man? I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Read the room, baby.
I'm happy to be here, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's been
sure.
a long time coming, bro.
It has. I've been trying to get on here for a minute. It's so funny, E, because every time I come in town, like I was telling you,
Yeah.
my schedule, it just be all over the place. We always talk,
Yeah.
and we communicate, but I be like, man, I gotta get on Read the Room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here, man. Like I told you, off camera, this is organic, it's family, and we've been rocking for years. And yeah, man, to see you in this space, I'm proud of you, bro.
I appreciate you, dog.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm good, man. A whole lot has been happening since the tragic, devastating, life-changing experience that me, my son Malachi, my wife Aisha experienced May 29th of 2025.
Okay.
As many of you all know, my house was hit by EF2 tornado, 135 miles per hour winds that destroyed the entire home. Lost everything. Malachi was thrown 300 feet, 100 yards, the size of a football field. I woke up under a house. My perspective on life for the past close to a year, because it'll be a year this May of 2026.
Okay.
But my perspective on life, it just changed now. Of course, you knowing me throughout the years, you seen my wins. You seen me be on huge shows such as The Wire, BMF. We own the City Saints and Sinners. Our musical background, you being, my collaboration writing partner. I know what it's like to have money, cars, clothes, fame, but taking it back to when something as devastating and tragic like that happened to me, now I understand that we're not in control of anything.
For sure, bro.
We're not in control of anything, and material things just don't matter to me no more, bro. Like it's like that moment when I levitated in the air. Just a regular day like this. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. Malachi was supposed to, we were all going to be packing because his birthday is June 1st. So we were it was like a couple of days before his birthday. We're actually going to be flying here to DC to be with family. And that day it was a little drizzling. It was raining a little bit. Yeah, and we was doing press for the 23 anniversary of The Wire that morning. So you seen me with Snoop from The Wire, Big Tigger, and I was doing all of the news stations in Atlanta. And like I said, it was drizzling that day. But how when it rained a little bit or a drizzle, is not something that you would be worried about. Yeah, like right?
And then when they say tornado watch, it's not, most of the time you're not gonna really take it that serious.
But the thing is, the funny thing is we never got a warning. It wasn't a warning of a tornado or hurricane or anything. It was just, it's drizzling today and it should clear up by whatever time. And the crazy part is sitting on the edge of my bed and listening to my son go in his room, play his video game, and then out of nowhere I watch my walls and my TVs and my dressers and my whole house fly towards my face. So I levitate in the air. I'm in it like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Only thought that was running through my mind was my son.
Okay.
So it wasn't, and I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was the end of the world. I'm gonna just be real. I'm like, however God is, whatever's happening right now, if this is how, I'm going out, then with no control, and just to fast forward, man, I like I said, I woke up under the house and, I was wrapped in sheets because sitting on the edge of the bed, levitating, I'm in the swirl of the tornado. So I wake up, I'm wrapped in sheets, covered in blood. When I lift the sheets off of my head, my roof was gone. So looking to my right, I see all my neighbors running towards me. And when I looked to my left, all I seen was pavement. So imagine all this right. Oh, imagine you just looking at the sky. You know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say where I'm at in life right now, the space that I'm in is cherish your loved ones. You never know when something tragic or devastating is going to happen to a loved one. I can't worry about things that don't matter no more.
No, I feel
you know. You never know what day is the day that you gonna really go through something, or through the grace of God, we still living.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most important thing that we didn't lose was our lives. So perspective wise, again, man, I just keep stressing it. It's nothing else that I'm worried about, you know?
So I saw that when it happened, and I'm not used to hearing about tornadoes in that area. So when I saw it, I'm like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't know how serious it was until I start seeing Malachi's injuries.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this not a game. And my thing is this, one thing that I notice about you is that you keep one of the most positive attitudes of anybody that I've known, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you, like, where does that come from? How did you turn that? Because I don't know. It was like you were showing day by day the recovery.
Yeah,
How do you go from that, but then still have the positive outlook, and then not only have a positive outlook, but you let the world see it?
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
So just to go back, man, some of his injuries, you know, we talking about, I understood what a doctor's job was at that moment, right? After I went to one hospital, he had to be rushed to another hospital because of his injuries, which was bleeding on the brain, broken ribs, every bone in his face fractured, punctured lungs, broken neck, spleen, the whole nine, right? So a doctor's job is just to walk in and say, this is what it is. So at that moment, that was the pain that I was in. I was in so much pain as a father, as a husband, until when they read all of those injuries down, I couldn't cry.
Yeah,
all I could do was curl up like a baby and be like, this is my new life. You know, this is what my son is suffering from. Then I have nowhere to live. At that moment, it was, you know, you go to square one. You go to being homeless. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the positivity came in when I had no choice. I could not run from that. I couldn't get out of being with him every single day and watching him suffer. I mean, you a father, bro. So you know,
hell yeah. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That type of pain. So instead of me, I didn't even know that I was doing this until later on down in a couple of months. I had started talking to a therapist.
Okay.
But what I was doing was, instead of holding trauma like that in, I was documenting it as the days go for my own sanity.
I got you.
Because if, you know, holding devastating trauma like that in, bro, it'll kill you. Okay. You know, so it was like, my thoughts were, again, we lived. I don't know if my son is actually going to live in that moment.
Yeah.
So even thinking about that, I said, let me just share positive updates on what's happening in real time. Right. You. So me documenting it and me just keeping a positive attitude. Don't get me wrong, man. It was days and nights where, man, I would bawl hard, man. Like, I would cry so bad to the point where, and I didn't want my wife or my son to see me in that state.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, again, it's like, we can't stay down forever.
Nah,
to be honest. So even with Malachi going through all of that, once, you know, a couple of weeks started going past and we realized, okay, he is going to live.
Yeah.
It might be some injuries with it, you know, him having a brain injury, him, you know, we didn't know whether his, you know, injuries were going to heal or anything, but the documentation of all of the positive messages that I was putting out was just really to uplift other men, you know, other fathers, other husbands, other families, to be like, look, y'all, I'm really in the trenches right now, going through this. So I just want to document how I'm dealing with it. And it was days that I would rant online, you know, it was days that I might have been super happy. It was days I might have been super sad. Like, so I think me not knowing what I was doing, you know, for somebody like yourself to say, man, you was inspired. It's like, okay, now I get where God was moving me in that. Because I always tell people, it's one thing to be in film and television.
Yes.
Like, you think about Captain America, you think about Superman, but me and Kai experienced, we survived
the real life joint.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with you right now. You my man, been my man for years, and I'm like, I never thought I'd be sitting here saying, hey, bro, I woke up under a house, my roof was gone, my son was thrown, I don't got no house no more. You know what I'm saying? So surviving that, it's like the ultimate test that turned into a testimony. So what else am I gonna do? I gotta help somebody else. You know? And man, and another thing too, man, with insurance and the constant battle with understanding how dirty insurance is. You know, they don't want to. The thing with insurance is if you don't ask, they won't tell.
True.
So going through, you know, fighting with them, and also the state not declaring what happened to my house a natural disaster. So I didn't have access to FEMA. I didn't have access to Red Cross. But I'm Tray Chaney. So you got Charlemagne from Breakfast Club. You got TMZ. My man Trent over there at TMZ. You got Good Morning America, the Today Show, speaking about me getting a GoFundMe. True. And that wasn't something that I necessarily, you know, would have thought about. But my aunt Maria, my aunt Petey, she like you don't got nothing. Shout out to Will Packer, you know, huge Hollywood producer. They was like, bro, you gotta start this joint. You have nothing, you know. So the GoFundMe went up, you know, from the support of everybody on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you know what I'm saying, like TikTok, and then just my fans and my entertainment community, everybody from The Wire you could think of, like all of my folks, man. Snoop from The Wire came to the hospital the day that Kai was, the day that it happened.
That's what's up.
Man, Snoop from The Wire came and prayed for me, prayed with me, prayed over my son. Man, Big G. You know, Big G was on my line. Him, Hassan Johnson, my man JD Williams from The Wire, they was on my line every day. David Simon, the creator, Wendell Pierce, they all just showed up for me, bro. And I can't forget Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live, when I didn't know where we were going to live, because insurance kept putting us in hotels after hotels. Before I actually got the new place that I live in now, Kenan made one phone call, and it wasn't really too much of a word exchange between us, but he put me and my family up for 2 months in a nice place in Atlanta.
That's crazy.
And I didn't have to come out of my pocket for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I seen who was really,
you know,
I seen the effect that I had on people. You know, without knowing.
True.
Because you don't know who your people are, bro, until something really happened to you.
I said that.
Like, when something happened to you, you gonna find out who's who. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lot of people who I lost contact with since then.
True.
You know, a lot of projects that was on the line that I was supposed to do. Like, and I'm not outing the person for whatever it is why we don't talk. But it's just because everybody going through something.
For sure.
Nobody on this earth, man, is perfect. Everybody has something
for sure
that they battling, you know. So, but a lot of the projects that I had on hold, I lost a lot of those as well, you know, because of what I was going through. And my thing was, until I watched my son walk out this hospital, until I watch him go through all of his therapy treatments and go back to college, I'm not doing nothing anyway.
Yeah, true.
At that point,
That don't even matter.
money wasn't. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about fame. You know, and like I always say, man, God gave me my biggest role ever, and that's a reality, like shock of surviving a tornado and having this happen in front of the world. Because it wasn't just, you know, this was national CNN. I mean, you seen the footage of all of the stuff. So it's like, all right, God, if this is the path I'm going down, how can I bring more people to understand who you are? Because the only way we survive that is through God, man. Nobody else. You know, that's not people, you know, and that's why it's still being talked about to this day. I'm still doing follow-up press runs with, you know, how we survived, how I dealt with it, how I coped with it. Being here on Read the Room, this is my first time really getting into detail since 11 months ago. Almost 1 year next year in a couple weeks.
Damn, time flying. That's crazy. So now that that's happened, right? You it's like I say, you have, it seems like you persevere. The family's doing better.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of entertainment and projects, once everything kind of settled, did your mentality go back to being hungry for acting, hungry for music?
Yeah.
Did that? I know it had to take a backstage for that time, but after that, did you get right back on it? Or was it like slowly getting back into it?
Well, it was slowly getting back into it. And that's what brings me to this. It's almost like breaking news right now. Malachi is still recovering on 100% level, meaning he's back in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's back at Savannah State University, sophomore, straight A's. I'm watching my son remember 30 to 50 pages of dialogue a day. So the recovery process, and that's why I'm in therapy now, because it's not necessarily in reference to everything that we lost, my house being leveled off, gone, and us having to restart our lives, but it's how Jehovah healed the human body.
Yeah.
My son, I thought he was going to wear a neck brace forever. Neck brace off. Ribs healed. Lungs healed. Every bone in his face, he got a metal plate in his face. You know what I'm saying? So now, and watching him move around and jump around, he get ready to turn 20 years old in June, and he don't remember his 19th birthday. He don't remember May 29th, the day it happened, to June 11th. You know what I'm saying? So to see him heal, and I'm looking at this like, man, this is how God do. Like this is what I'm a part of now. This is part of my legacy. And then again, getting the necessary help that I need as well with therapy.
I got you.
You know, I was always somebody that I drop positive messages every single day, and people look to me to be inspired. But something like this, I had never thought that I would talk to a therapist in my life. I'm in therapy 2-3 days a week.
I thought about therapy. I thought about it before, and then it's like I'll always be like, man, I can't tell no stranger all my shit. So that's something that's how it make me think. And it's like I'll go back and forth. Is therapy something you would recommend for people?
I recommend therapy 100% now, because I was just like you at one point. I didn't want to. I'm like, what? I'm a therapist.
Yeah, like
people look to me to get, be influenced in a positive way, and they tell me their problems, and I tell them how to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
But now mental health, it's serious, bro. Yeah. Like we can't. It's so many things as men, black men at that, black fathers, black husbands, just everything that we go through in the world, just what we go through as men mentally on keeping a roof over our head. Yeah, even you got a great partner with your wife, but at the end of the day, you a man, and it's like your mental plays a real part on you being the man.
Hell yeah.
They always say in the Bible, women, weaker vessel or whatever, you the man. So it's like that right there alone, I recommend talking to somebody about, man, that's what I'm going through, because you never know how it'll help. And I always tell people it's strange because, you know, we got so much going on throughout the day. Even if you having a beautiful, wonderful day, right? It's something about when the therapist asks you, when you sitting down and y'all both quiet and that therapist says, so how you feeling today? Or how you doing today? It break me down every time.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I'm talking about literally tears. Cause it's like, oh wow, I'm still a human being. I'm still talking about something that will affect me for the rest of my life. So it's like, wow, how am I feeling or how am I doing?
Yeah.
Sometimes that junk don't, you know, that junk hit you in a way where you be like, I am messed up a little bit,
true.
But I'm maintaining every day and I'm putting my best foot forward. You know, so yeah, man, I recommend brothers and sisters, man, getting therapy. I recommend people taking their mental health 100% serious because it's real, bro. Yeah. You know, even I'm having me a little cocktail right now, but a lot of times, bro, the tree, the weed and the alcohol, I ain't gonna do it. That's just gonna happen. I'm having a cocktail right now because I'm happy to be here on Read the Room with my brother. But you know, I always tell people, even with drinking and smoking, you know, you gotta do that stuff in moderation, man, and not let that be your crutch. To be like, every time I go through something, I gotta indulge. Yeah, it's not. You gonna go down, you gonna spiral down the roughest tunnel you ever went down.
Okay. Let's get into I want to get into some of the entertainment, the music, whole,
man,
you know, into that. That's what I'm ready to get into. So let me ask you, man, your hustle. I tell everybody who knows me that your hunger is it's nothing like it. You know what I mean? And it's very inspiring and motivational to see how hard you go. Now, I'm gonna ask you, if you didn't go as hard as you go, do you think you would have the success that you've had when it comes to filming music?
Not at all. Yeah. My hustle and my hunger, I work hard as if I've never had success in my life. That's my motto. Because I know how quick you could be hot, and then I know how quick you can get cold when nobody's paying attention. But, you know, just my background on you knowing this as a fact, me being in the business since I was 8, and me always wanting to pursue my dreams, whether it was in music, acting, you know, television, film, executive, author, but I never got comfortable. I'm not comfortable even having a lot of money and doing certain things and being able to be around certain people that influence the world and influence me. My motto, again, I hustle as if I've never had success. Like, The Wire was my first job as an actor, you know, and it I remember going to those auditions by myself, you know, driving. I was old enough to drive. I had my father's car. I remember auditioning by myself in those rooms, not knowing what I was doing. I just knew how to memorize a monologue, and that's all they was asking for at the time. But getting cast for that, and then, you know, watching that show be hot for 5 seasons, and then just watching it go off air, now I'm experiencing this cold where it's like, well, Hollywood ain't calling my phone. People ain't. That's when I get out in the streets with, you know, Torrance, my man Booby, Deuce Double, you know what I'm saying? That's when I get out in the streets with them. And I'm gonna be honest, man, those two brothers put a battery in my back, bro. Like on me really being a walking billboard, you know, because I didn't understand what they was doing with DU and all that, like selling CDs and stuff out the truck. Like, only person I heard to do that was Master P. But even to piggyback off of what he did, and you know what I'm saying, Dave, you know what I'm saying, your uncle.
That's where they got it from.
They got it from.
What they was doing was a product of Uncle Dave. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's where we got the hustle from.
Yeah, and Dave, that's my man. David Prentice, man. He always been my dog, you know, and to see his son, DJ, you know what I'm saying, Deuce Double, like be a part of this with Torrance, who's known me since I was 8 years old, you know. But I got my hustle from them as far as the aggressive hustle that I am. Yeah. So you gotta think, when The Wire ended in 2008, we was in the streets 2010 to 2015, grinding on 13th and F Street. You seen us out there, the Warner Building, all the shops, any place in DC. The reason why I'm who I am today is because of what them streets did for me. Like me being out there touching the people, and people actually being able to touch you and be like, man, you really out here, man, what you got? Oh man, I got a book, I got a CD. Music wise, you know, partnering with you as a great collaboration partner. I'm like, oh yeah, I could just crank out records and shoot my own videos and get on BET and MTV and all these stations. So the hustle mentality just comes from, if nobody's giving me an opportunity, I'm creating my own opportunities in music, television, and film.
Hell yeah.
And it through the grace of God, it worked and it's working. You know, because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? And it's no such thing as, when people say, yeah, you staying relevant, this and that, bro, at the end of the day, if you grinding every day like that, a lot of times, just think, a lot of our stuff was done in the dark. Nobody knew that I was getting ready to drop this or this movie was coming out. I was working in the dark when nobody was clapping. You know what I'm saying? I posted something about that the other day. I'm like, man, people look for instant gratification so easy, bro.
And when people see that you successful, they think that it just happened for you. They feel like, damn, he lucky. Nah, bro. I've been working since I was 8.
Like nigga been working for a long time to get here. You know what I'm saying? After The Wire ended, I didn't work in television, or what they call mainstream, into 2015 when Saints and Sinners came about, which was the reason why we moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason for moving to Atlanta in 2017 was because George Pierre, that's my brother, biggest casting director in the world. Shout out to him and his wife Teresa, man. They huge casting directors, right? So when I was cast for Saints and Sinners, I was only supposed to be in that one episode, the last episode of the first season.
Okay.
Then they brought me back for season 2, like recurring, like series regular. My wife, her and Malachi fly down one day and like, man, why we still live in DC when you about to be out here working on this show for who knows how many seasons? Atlanta was a great choice for me because the hustle that DC, Forestville, Maryland taught me, I could take that anywhere. And when you apply like that in a city that's thriving, that's moving, with a whole bunch of black millionaires, and it's like, bro, ain't no losing it. Then, man, you said something in the beginning. Man, we got God, bro.
For sure, dog.
I don't move unless God say move.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like Hov say, you put me anywhere on God's green earth, I triple my worth. And that's what has been happening in Atlanta. Any city I go to, I mean, my home base is Atlanta now. Between Atlanta, of course, DC, Forestville, Waldorf, because that's where my family at. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my dad, my sister, aunts, uncles. But I just got this mentality, man, where it's like, bro, I'm gonna do this until I can't do it no more.
And you can see that.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not ever saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop doing music or I'm gonna stop acting. Nah, bro. Whether Hollywood calling my phone or not, whether record labels or whoever, you still gonna get music. You still gonna get videos. You still gonna get television shows. You still gonna get films. You know.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now I have this is something I always thought about. You work fast. How long, when let's say that you get a script or you get lines, you got a movie, you got to memorize your lines. What is your method for anybody looking to memorize your lines, and how long does it usually take you?
Yeah. Well, repetitiveness is the word. You know, you keep repeating something over and over. It's like, all right, I get a script a day. Like matter of fact, the Double Down, my man Ed McGill and my man Alan Face Money. We got this joint. It's like a film that's based off of another film, but it's like a 3-picture, 4-picture deal that I got with them with this whole Double Down thing, and it's just touching on relationships between parents, children, and the root of why is it black on black crime? Why are people killing each other, you know, in our race, in our culture? But I play a character named Ishmael, so him sending me the script in advance, which I won't be shooting into June. Okay. But just getting deep engulfed into who this guy is, you know, the character. Yeah. What's the background story? Which me and Ed, we go back and forth all the time because he's the writer. Yeah. My man Face Money's the director, and his company is shooting it. But just to have a writer like Ed McGill, man, who's very specific when he writes. Okay. When I get it, I'm reading it. And repetitiveness, me reading it every day. It's almost like going to the gym. Okay. You're going to build muscle when you go to the gym every day. Yeah. That's how acting is for me. It doesn't take me extremely long to remember dialogue because The Wire taught me that. Like that being my first job, and I can't stop mentioning the word repetitiveness because you keep repeating something over and over. Your brain is eventually going to catch on and say, so you just keep reading it, you keep reading it, and you give it your feel, and you step away from it for a while. You'll find yourself repeating it somewhere, and it's right here. You might be outside, like, man, this joint. Yeah. It's beautiful when, as an actor, when lines just come to you, like, especially when you get cast as the character, right? Like, for instance, Bleak. When I played Bleak on BMF. I think I memorized that in like a day. Yeah, I was just like, all right, I'm Bleak. I'm this character. And my thing is, I work very good under pressure. Okay. And pressure is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm talking about pressure when they say, okay, you got to be here at 9 o'clock. You're going to be in hair and makeup by 9:30, on set by 10. Let's knock these lines out because time is money, right? Yeah. So me working very good under pressure, I was able to just get on set. I already knew this character Bleak. I knew I was getting ready to be acting alongside Lil Meech. I knew what I was getting ready to do. And for being an actor is just it's a God-given talent. It's like a spirit, bro, when you turn into them characters. Yeah. Like, and sometimes it's hard to snap out.
It stick with you, right?
Yeah, because you be like, I mean, because it's two ways why snapping out of a character, it's hard to snap out of a character. One, you having fun doing what you're doing. You're going back and forth, you know. When it's over though, it's like, all right, it's a wrap, y'all go home. And you still kind of stuck in
that vibe.
And you like, damn, like, I'm gonna tell you another one. When I played Troy on Deadly Attraction, shout out to my man Okarike and Regina Okarike. Amazing couple, writers, directors, producers. When I played that character, Troy, I remember my wife. I wasn't in my right mind state coming home every day because I played like a stalker. Okay. So it didn't take me long to like memorize the lines, but then I got so wrapped up into this character until my attitude and my mood wasn't right coming home.
Oh, yeah, I can see.
So
that.
It was like my wife Aisha will tell you. She said, "I'm ready for this role to end." Yeah, cause I think I shot for like a week. I was on a schedule for 1 week and then I was done. Yeah. But every day, I watched how this character took over my body, bro. It was like I said, it's like being an actor. It's the spirit.
Yeah, true.
But Deadly Attraction, man, I had fun doing that. That's on Tubi, by the way. It's been #1 for a while.
Oh, you got a lot of joints.
Yeah, I got some joints. My latest joint though, my latest
You
joint
got
with my
some
man
joints,
Food with
yeah.
the camera.
Yes.
Yeah, Love and Larceny. I play Lieutenant Hill.
Okay, I was watching that joint.
Yeah.
Probably like 2 days ago. That's a good series,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Yeah, man. My first television series where I'm an executive producer on it and an actor. I got part ownership. I play Lieutenant Hill, Food with the camera. You know, that's my collaboration partner in film and television. This is our 4th project together. He wrote it, directed it. He's the EP as well on it. And we just came together and said, man, let's do something that we haven't done yet, because we just been doing movies. You seen Hidden Lies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You seen the Antoine joint, the John joint. But now I'm like, yeah, you know, my first series, man, which has been most popular, #1 for 4 weeks straight.
Okay.
So again, that's us coming together, taking our entertainment business into our own hands.
Yes.
Saying, all right, Hollywood, I work in mainstream. I do the HBOs, the Netflix, the Peacock. But man, I just created something and money getting generated off of what we did.
Yeah.
So because at the end of the day, bro, I look at the acting business and the television film business like the mixtape game.
Okay.
At the end of the day, people want to see what you doing. You know, instead of handing you or giving you a handout or all right, I'm gonna bring you in on this road. What can you bring? What value do you have? I'm building a portfolio, a resume of my own independent projects now, whether they on Tubi or Amazon. That's like, man, I can show you numbers generated now.
Yeah.
You know, and that eventually leads to the majors saying, okay, you know what, you did this by yourself. We about to grab you up so we could do something with you.
Cause you ain't asking nobody for nothing. Now, if you had it in the perfect world, let's say you was offered a world tour to for music.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you were offered the biggest role that you've ever had.
Yeah.
What would you pick?
That's hard to pick. It's hard to pick because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, and I actually know the answer. I probably would have to go with acting.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of rappers are trying to become actors now.
Yeah, true.
You see what I'm saying? Music has changed with streaming and but you did say world tour. So it's like touring. If you a touring artist, yeah, I'm gonna go get that money.
Okay.
But acting for me would have to come first just because of what I'm known for.
Okay.
You know, I'm known for music as well, but acting is what I'm known for. They kind of like went into music. I started with music and then acting came, and it's acting like, okay, that's taking up my time. I'm getting a lot of accolades off of acting. I'm making money off of acting. I'm getting residuals, you know.
Yeah, true.
But now it's like, all right, when the acting slow up a little bit, because you always gonna have a hiatus period.
Yeah.
Me and you, we get in the lab, we bang some records out, shoot some videos. I done spot dated on tours with Snoop Dogg, DMX, rest in peace to X, Ja Rule, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Slick Rick, like you name them. You was there, you know. You seen it. Bobby Brown, Bell Biv DeVoe. I done opened because of my music. They felt our music and like, yo, I want you open for me. So both of them for me right now is just, I'm having fun, man. Like I'm and that's the thing. Bobby Brown told me, him and Big Daddy Kane said, you know, the day that it's not fun no more, that's when it's time to cut it off. Let it go.
Be done with it.
So I always keep that mindset. If I'm not having fun while I'm on set of a television show or a film, remembering lines, building with my cast members, if I'm not having fun when me and you working on records and I go in the studio to record and say, man, I'm gonna get my man Don Juan to shoot a video and I'm gonna have it out by tomorrow, the day that stops being fun, that's the day that I stop. But I don't see it not being fun for me. No. I've been doing this and I have fun doing it. They always say it never feels like work when you having fun.
Well, you can tell that it's who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes a difference when a person is doing something just to do it and when it's just who the person is. Now, I got a quick story and a question after that.
Yeah.
So you know KP, right? Kawan Prather.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my man.
So years
KP,
ago,
shout out to KP. That's my dog.
So years ago, I had a meeting with Sony. I met him in Atlanta.
Wow.
And then he gave me a meeting in Sony in New York. So I was excited. We got the van.
Did?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Got the van, hopped in the van, went up to New York, you know what I'm saying? Ready for my big break. You know what I'm saying? So we get up there and when we first get up there, he wasn't there. He was at the BET Awards, right? So when I get up to the studio, there's like 2 tubs full of CDs. They was like, if you want, you can just leave your music. No. Nah. Cause y'all gonna put my shit in that tub.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Go back home. He say, I hit him up. He apologized. Come on, man. I listen to whatever you got. Go up there. Long story short, we get up there. And at that time, he had, I think, Ghetto Vision, and he had signed Ray Cash, and it was Ray Cash posters all in some stuff like that, right? So when I get up there, is me and Uncle Dave, and we having a meeting, and he's listening to the music. And he's digging it, but he's like, you kind of remind me of other people. So I'm selling myself like, nah, I'm this, I'm that. I ain't, you know what I mean? And one thing that he said to me that I couldn't get at this time for whatever reason, he was like, man, he was real gracious, nothing but love. Like, I will never forget that experience. He was like, man, it's all about building relationships. And at that time, I was younger. I couldn't grasp, like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm trying to build one now. I don't understand what that means. So we left. And I always thought about that. Now that I'm older, I kind of understand that. Do you understand what that means when he says it's all about building relationships? Yeah. What do that mean?
Man, to this day, I could text KP now. That's what it means. Yeah. It means, and it's funny because K1 Prather, he was the first time I had ever flew to LA when I did the My Baby video, Bow Wow's video, featuring Jagged Edge.
Okay.
That's when I had met KP. You got to think, this when The Wire was crazy. Just think over 23 years ago, that's when The Wire was on, But I know what he meant by that, man, because relationships, they take you further than money.
Yeah.
The right relationship, bro, could have you sitting up somewhere where you like, man, we never had no bad blood. We ain't burned no bridges. We kept building, whether it was monetary or not.
Yeah, true.
So that's what that meant. Okay. And now I'm so when I think about relationships, I think about collaboration.
Okay.
That's like me and you.
Yeah.
We've been knowing each other for years and we've collaborated and we made money together. And it's like, man, like, that's what it means. You got to collaborate with people. You got to create those relationships with people because first and foremost, you never know who you going to need in 10 years, in 20 years. I mean, even you speaking about KP back then, to see KP now is like, KP understands this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, for sure.
He understands.
For
Even
sure.
when I see KP with Pharrell and them, Skateboard P and all them, and with Tip and that relationship with him and Tip. Yeah. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I get this right. I think he discovered T.I.
Yeah, something like that. I think he was something to that. He was on his label at the beginning.
T.I. always say he pulled him off the street from selling crack. You know what I'm saying? But to see them now, I think he manages, Tip, if I'm not mistaken. But good brothers, man. Good brothers, man. Yeah. I always salute them, man. And bringing a value is important too. Yeah. Adding value, bringing value to the table when you as you building relationships with people, because it's like I said, and it don't necessarily always gotta be about money. It's like, okay, maybe you don't know the person that I know that probably could help with your situation. Yeah, true. And it'll come back on me in a positive way. Yeah. Like you'll be surprised, a lot of people, even in these executive chairs or seats, they might not know who I know.
True.
You know what I'm saying? or I might not know who they know, but if y'all collaborating and you building that relationship and you understanding everybody's position that they play, you like, hey, bro, I know such and such.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's a lot of people that acting wise that couldn't get at, Clifton Powell. You know what I'm saying? I book Clifton sometimes on movies and film, television shows and stuff like that. I build those type of relationships. I remember walking in a room one time when Big Daddy Kane had me opening up for him, and it was some executives in there that was like looking at me like, what you doing in here? Like I'm like, that's Kane, my OG. I'm right here with him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, relationships are very important in this business, man, because again, you never know who's going to be who in the long run. And that's why I don't sleep on nobody. For sure. I don't care if you the janitor, bro, if you quote unquote not as successful, or you don't got a big name or whatever, however they describe that stuff. It's like, nah, man, I done built so many great relationships off of just being cool with people. Yeah. Like not even talking about business, and now we might be doing business together years later. True. That's what it's about.
So what brought you to town? You know what I'm saying?
Man, the Baltimore Next Web Media Film Festival. Yeah. Shout out to Elena Muscat. Me and Elena Muscat go back 23 years. She was craft services on The Wire. Okay. So she built this film festival, man, the Baltimore Next Media Web Film Festival, and just giving creatives an opportunity, bro, to showcase their television shows, their films. I'm one of the panelists. My sister Tressa Smallwood from Megamind Media is one of the panelists, and we just encouraging filmmakers. I'm talking about surviving the tornado. Tressa is talking about relationships she's formed in the business with, BT, Netflix, Tubi, Amazon, Peacock, and this is a festival that goes on every year. Okay. And it's from the 16th through the 19th. I'll be speaking on the 17th. Okay. So that, and then I'm be heading over to PGC, WPGC 95.5, and speaking with the Good Morning Show about everything that I have going on with Love and Larceny. Okay. My TV show that me and Food with the Camera are doing well with. I dropped like a snippet of the Kwame record. Yeah, that Kwame produced called Talk to Me, that you collab with me on that one. Yes, sir. Well, let me just put this out there. He collab with me on everything. every song. I
don't even know them. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's been so Love for You, like some of my biggest records, man. Like, yeah, Momentum. Yeah, bro, when you think about your pen game, it has done wonders for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I gotta give you your flowers on your own show. Read the Room. This dude, as far as music, genius, man. And we've been working hard, man. And you got that mentality that I got.
Hell yeah.
We one hit away, bro. Yeah. We one hit. Yeah. We got hits, but we one joint away from saying, okay, now we finally did it. And like I said, man, when you collab relationships, when you got relationships and collaboration partners like me and you, it's gonna happen, bro. Hell yeah. It's gonna happen.
I already know, bro.
But yeah, man, just being here updating everybody on what's happening. Then Reborn by the Storm, which is the title that Malachi came up with for our documentary. Okay. And we have, first time I'm mentioning this on Read the Room, we got 6 episodes of a limited series written. My man Vin Viswanathan cranked out 6 episodes of what happened to us surviving that EF2 tornado. So we're working on a documentary right now, but then it's 6 episodes of, like I said, a limited series that we're putting in the networks now. So it's it's like, I'm ready. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. I gotta shout out my partner Yolanda Lewis, Tray King, who's been very supportive of, the documentary side of things with Reborn by the Storm, and We get ready to do some great things, man. I'm excited, man, just to have people in my corner.
No,
you know, and like
sure.
this whole thing with the Double Down, bro, that I'm shooting in Philly.
Yeah.
Ed McGill, man, like brilliant writer. Face Money, brilliant director. I got Clifton Powell cast in it. You know what I'm saying? They gave Clifton a dope role in the joint. My man Mark John Jeffries.
Okay.
You know, from a whole bunch of movies. Losing Isaiah, the Biggie movie. That's my brother.
Okay.
But the Double Down, like I said, man, it's exploring those relationships between parents and kids and why does it stem down to so much black on black crime amongst brothers and sisters. And this is going to be like a 4 to 5 part movie situation for me. So Philly, you know, I'll be calling up Beanie Siegel and Freeway and all my guys out there, man. And I need to hit Gilly and Wallow too.
Yeah, shout out to Philly.
Yeah.
Now your products, one thing about you,
Yeah.
with everything that you do, you're gonna make sure you have some merch, some products, Our Body.
Yeah, man.
One.
Yeah, Our Body. Y'all know I've been pumping Our Body for a minute, man. It's created by me and my wife, Aisha Chaney. The best smelling unisex fragrance in the world. Is not in stores. You can only buy directly from me off of ChaneyWay.com. That's my website. I'm very happy that I've attached myself to a product like this. My wife made it.
Okay.
I sprayed it on one day. My mind started racing like, this guy get packaged up and sold.
We got something.
People love to smell good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, me with a fragrance for men and women. It ain't just for men, it ain't just for women, it's for both. So Our Body, it's that smell of, I say, of love. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a couple guys, a couple brothers done told me when they sprayed that shit on, they won for the night.
It smell
you know what
good,
I'm saying?
dog.
And that's your bottle, by the way, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. That's yours. And like I said, man, ChaneyWay.com, the album that me and you worked on, Life of a Hustler, is on ChaneyWay.com. I'm direct to consumer communication, man. That's how people can do business with me. Like all my product, I'm the one going to the post office shipping everything out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, let's build on this.
Now, before we go, I love to ask, like, what if you could give any advice to a dream chaser?
Yeah,
what would it be?
Never give up. Don't get so emotionally attached to the end result, because you got to really trust the process of this. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be some bumps in the road for sure. You don't control anything. Whatever it is that you're pursuing, you got to just stay committed, dedicated, and consistent. Because that's all this is, you know. Again, don't look for instant gratification. In the beginning, you might get some instant gratification, but then it's going to come a time with nobody watching you. True. And nobody clapping for you. And that's going to show the type of man you are or the type of woman you are when it comes to hustling and getting yourself up out the mud. You know, and I'm very familiar with it. Yeah. You know, I done studied how I could have something major going on, lights, camera, action, and then I know what it's like to get cold. But when I get cold, that's when it's like, oh, let me show niggas what time it is. Yeah. Like I can make myself hot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? God can make me hot. Yeah. Like I'm good. So just never give up and keep putting your best foot forward no matter what.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. We're gonna wrap it up like that. Now follow us on Read the Room Pod. Follow us on Instagram. Yeah. Follow us on TikTok. I appreciate you, brother.
Love, bro.
I do.
Life.
And like I tell everybody, everybody has a pod, but everybody isn't us. Till the next time.